If you want to understand my family, picture a stage. In the spotlight, my sister Brooke, born with eyelashes that cast shade and a GPA with its own photo shoot. Off to the side, sweeping confetti with a dustpan, me. I'm Ethan, reliable, quiet, apparently best used as a tripod. Graduation day was a parade of, "See? We told you she'd be great." My mom's blazer could slice bread. My stepdad, Rick, paced like a stage manager. After caps flew, Rick clapped. "Everyone to the lot!" We rounded the corner, and there it was, a charcoal SUV with a bow big enough to file its own taxes. Mom turned on her speech voice. "Brooke, honey, we are so proud. We wanted to invest in your future." Brooke shrieked, hugged the hood, then the salesman filming the moment. "Not me. I got a stray elbow and a job. Ethan, make sure the bow's in frame." I snapped photos and tried not to calculate the payment. Then Mom turned to me with customer service warmth. "And for you, sweetheart. Congratulations." She handed me a mug. White ceramic. Slightly crooked. A sticker said "Congratulations" in party font. The S was peeling like it had attempted escape. "Wow," I said. "Custom. We didn't forget you," she added, which was funny because forgetting me is her second favorite hobby after Pilates. "You'll get something big when there's a reason to celebrate." Brooke slid the key fob on her finger. "No hard feelings, E," she chirped. "I mean you. Apparently you can be a noun now." I wanted to be a good sport. But my chest went hollow, like someone opened a window inside me and the paper decorations blew down. It wasn't about the car. It was about who the car was for and who the mug was for, and how those answers were always the same. "Dinner?" Rick asked. "Brooke can drive." Mom glanced at me like an afterthought. "You coming?" I promised my boss I'd cover the closing shift. I lied. My boss was a spreadsheet of job listings and a playlist of repair tutorials. Everyone piled into the SUV. As the tinted windows slid away, I caught my reflection in the chrome and thought, some families pass down China. Ours passed down a script: Brooke wins, Ethan claps. I walked home with the mug in a cardboard sleeve like fragile art. My cabinet hung crooked, apartment motto, "Good luck." I brewed coffee I couldn't afford, set the mug down, and wrote on a sticky note, "Start today." No montage, just decisions. Step 1. Find a job that wasn't delivering other people's dinners. Step 2. Stop asking approval from people who once forgot me at a rest stop. Step 3. Save until leaving wasn't a threat but a plan. I updated a resume no one had asked for, listing every skill from fixing things nobody else touched. I applied to HVAC apprenticeships, warehouse gigs, anything with tools, not speeches. A guy named Mitch messaged from a local forum. Needed an extra pair of hands for an AC install Saturday. "Bring gloves," he wrote. I showed up 15 minutes early. The sun on that roof melted thoughts. Mitch watched me wrestle a condensing unit and nodded. "You work quiet," he said. I went home sore, sunburned, and shockingly happy. I put the mug on my nightstand, set my alarm for 5 a.m., and fell asleep to the hum of a window unit I'd coaxed back to life with duct tape and optimism. Here's what I didn't tell anyone: it hurt. The car wasn't the wound, the hierarchy was. So I made a different expectation: become a person they could not summarize with "You're you." At midnight, Brooke texted, "Car has Apple CarPlay. It's like driving a spaceship face with tears of joy." I turned the phone face down. The mug looked small. I looked tired. Both felt temporary. It wasn't about the size of a neighborhood. It was a start. And it belonged to me. Mitch's coffee tastes like it was brewed in a socket wrench, but he answers questions without making you feel dumb. Day 1 becomes week 2. I learned the weight of a ladder on your shoulder, and how many screws you can hold without tasting regret. My palms blister, then harden. My apartment smells like metal shavings and hand soap. I like it. At lunch, Mitch points at my mug, the one with the peeling congratulations sticker, now full of bolts. "That a story?" "Family heirloom," I say. He snorts, draws an airflow diagram on a receipt, and taps it. You get this, you'll always have work. The job isn't glamorous. Crawl spaces wheeze like harmonicas, roofs cook thoughts, clients begin with, I watched a tutorial. But Mrs. Alvarez on the third floor hands me water and says, Mijo, send him again. He listened. The super shakes my hand. Pride shows up quiet and sits down anyway. I build a spreadsheet I actually open, hours, pay, rent, keys, my exit fund, and little wins. Every Friday I move a chunk into keys. I buy steel-toe boots that don't pretend they're sneakers and a driver set that feels like a promise. When I can, I take night calls, filter changes, thermostat swaps. Sleep becomes a suggestion. Meanwhile, Brooke chronicles the SUV like it's a pet. Ambient lights, violet, cyan. Mom texts a link called Habits of Highly Successful Kids. And then, family dinner Saturday. Come network. Working. I reply. Always excuses, she says. Brooke's driving to the lake. Maybe help her back into the garage first. I go, because complicity is muscle memory. Brooke treats me like valet with a tutorial. Don't touch the mirrors, they're at face slimming angle. We practice 3 reverses and a sigh. She posts, learning car things flex biceps. Cropping my arm. Rick claps my shoulder and slips me a 20 like philanthropy. I deposit it into keys on the sidewalk and watch the number tick from sad to less sad. Little win. Mitch starts tossing me solo calls. You go. Text if something explodes. It feels like a promotion in lowercase. I keep a notebook of what broke and how it apologized after. On Saturdays I take a community college class on basic electrical. Sitting in front isn't eagerness. The chairs and back squeak judgment. Money moves slow until it doesn't. Overtime is a tide. I learn to float. A month in, Keys crosses $2,000. Not much, but now the map has one more dot. I celebrate by buying a second-hand toolbox that doesn't click open on potholes. The mug retires to my shelf, ceramic, quiet, proud. Then the test. A family group text, dinner tonight. 10 seconds later, Brooke. Can you swap my wiper blades? They squeak and ruin the vibe. Booked. I type. Call roadside. Mom calls instantly. Ethan, where is this attitude coming from? I look at the black crescents under my nails. From work, I say. It gets better tips than humility. She exhales disappointment. Fine. Be that way. Just remember, when opportunities knock. I'll be at work. I say, gentle as a level bubble. Knocking back. The urge to apologize buzzes around my ribs like a trapped fly. I let a tire out, set 2 alarms, and sleep before the second thought. Friday brings a heat wave and a building that smells like hot pennies. We run line sets through a crawl space the size of a suitcase. I'm inches from bailing when Mitch says, like he's noting the weather, "You're good at this." I don't say thanks. I just breathe easier. The day ends with sweat in my shoes and a quiet joy. Back home, I move another chunk to keys, watch the balance hit $3,000, and slap a note on the fridge, keep going. I don't leave. Not yet. But for the first time, it doesn't feel like running away. It feels like heading somewhere. Summer is a conveyor belt of roofs. I learn the city by vents and the alleys between hardware stores. One afternoon, Mitch slides a key across the counter. You open tomorrow, he says. A key, not a bow. He bumps my pay with a note on an envelope. I fold it twice and feed my savings, keys. My spreadsheet stays honest, rent, groceries, bus pass, and a line named, nope, for anything that smells like a flexible payment plan. When overtime rolls in, I move the extra and write what I wish someone would say to me, proud of you. Keep going. At home, I replace cabinet screws so the door hangs straight. It clicks like quiet applause. On Sundays I replace other things, habits I didn't pick. I mute the family chat to once a day. The first time I ignore a guilt text, my chest feels like it grew a new room with a lock. Mom still tries. Dinner Friday. Brooke got an internship. I text, congrats to Brooke. And leave it. Brooke separately. Do you have a drill? Need to mount my neon sign boss energy. Come by. I'm booked, I reply. Work gives me what I didn't know I missed, being expected and then showing up. Tenants remember my name. A custodian leaves a soda on the stairs with a note, for Ethan, hero of floor 3. I tuck it under my toolbox lid. When a screw strips or a wire fights back, I let the note look at me. 2 months in, Mitch tosses me the shop phone. Handle dispatch. I Tetris the jobs, stack easy wins so the hard one has space. Mrs. Alvarez gets first slot. Her compressor is a fossil, but I coax it into one more week. She kisses the air near my forehead. You have hands like your grandfather. I carry that sentence like a coin. Keys hits $4,800. I start checking rentals under. Quiet. Not. Cheap. I tour a studio that smells like cleaner and second chances. Windows don't stick. The faucet turns without prayer. The super says, we can hold it until Friday. I want. First month, last month, deposit. Adulthood is 3 checks and a polite smile. I buy exactly 3 things: a mattress, a tiny table I assemble wrong twice, and a lamp. I text the family. Moving this weekend. Mom replies with a confetti gif. 20 minutes later. Can you swing by first? Brooke needs help choosing a mirror. I laugh, surprised, like learning I'm not auditioning anymore. I send a photo of my new keys with the mug. No caption. She hearts it. Moving day is 3 trips and a borrowed pickup and 2 favors paid in pizza. Mitch helps haul the mattress and signs the box marked kitchen. Air filters on the first, he says. I'll add it to the spreadsheet, I answer. That night the room is small and exactly mine. The mug goes on the shelf, not as pettiness but as a timestamp. I cook pasta that tastes a little like freedom and a little like too much salt. I send Mitch a photo of the straight cabinet door. He replies, tomorrow 7 a.m. New client. The new client is a gym where everything looks expensive. The manager angles for a discount. I invent a boundary. Happy to help at our rate, I say. He signs. On the way out. We need monthly maintenance. Can you draft a proposal? I learn proposal. That night. We get the contract. Brooke gets a parking ticket and texts. So unfair. Mom replies, Ethan can help. I type, nope. The silence after is not punishment, it's air. On my first quiet Saturday, I walk the neighborhood with coffee. A kid bikes past and yells, Hi, Mr. Fix-It. I wave and keep moving. At home, I stick a note next to start today, leave, but toward. That's the goal now. Not leaving them, leaving the role. He sits at $5,600. The door closes straight. The lamp does its job. The mug catches light. For the first time since the bow, I can picture a later where I don't need to be invited to clap. The gym contract turns into 3 more because managers talk when their AC stops screaming. Mitch calls it momentum, I call it rent with manners. We print plain business cards. He hands me half. You'll close more than I will, he grumbles. Life gets small and precise. Boots by the door, keys in a bowl, spreadsheet Friday. The mug sits over the sink like a lighthouse. I cook real meals with vegetables and a timer instead of panic. Sometimes I sit in the quiet just to hear it be mine. The family finds me anyway. Brooke texts a photo of the SUV with a nail in the tire and a latte on the hood. SOS. Come save me? Call roadside. I reply. She sends a crying emoji and a wow. Mom forwards a flyer for a networking brunch. This could be huge, she says. Brooke's mentor will be there. I type. I'm good, thanks. Rick calls from an unknown number. Champ. Favor. House feels like an armpit. Pop over? I can schedule you. I say. Tomorrow at 2. Schedule? Your family. I am. And I'm working. We figured you could swing by. It's just one thing. It's never one thing. I'll send the rate. Rick laughs. Rate? Buddy, we bought Brooke an SUV. We'll cover your gas. Appreciate it. Our rates in the email. I show up with my tool bag and a boundary. The thermostat is fine. The attic unit is buried under boxes labeled Brooks. I climb through fake snow and a carton marked Vision Board to find a blown fuse. I swap it, wipe the panel, snap a photo for the file. Rick hovers like a man who suspects he's being charged by the minute because he is. All set, I say, handing him the invoice. Fuse replaced. Filters overdue, change it. He peers at the paper like it's a ransom note. This can't be right. It's our standard. Family discount? I gave you the soonest slot. Mom appears with a mug that says World's Best Son. Coffee? The part of me trained to perform wants to drink it. The part of me that sleeps says, no, thanks. She exhales. We do so much for you, Ethan. A little gratitude would be nice. I look at a home where my photos don't live, at a girl who got a car because excellence is loud, and at a boy who got a mug because invisibility is quiet. Thank you for your business, I say. They zell me. Money lands instantly. That weekend I quote a church job. The sanctuary AC dies during choir practice. The pastor says, we can't pay much, but we'll pay honest. I price it so we don't bleed. We finish by Sunday. He shakes my hand and tucks a check in my palm and a bag of cookies under my arm. Also, our board needs fixing. Word travels. Keys climbs, $7,200. I start a folder named Maybe with scribbles about certification exams and, someday, a van with my name on the door, not for show, for direction. The test lands Tuesday at 11:43 p.m. Family chat ringtone, bright xylophone. Brooke, Ethan, I need you. Please pick up. Then, it's an emergency. Then a photo of the SUV sideways against the curb. I call. She answers breathless. I bumped a post. Not my fault, the lines are crooked. Rick's mad. I just need, like for a week, the deductible. I get paid Friday. You're good at money and boring stuff. Help? The window in my chest opens, but now it looks onto my lamp and a note that says leave, but toward. I stare at the hands that learn skills no one clapped for and think about every time. Help meant free. Brooke, I say calmly. I hope you're okay. I can't loan you money. Wow, she says sharply. Family. She hangs up. It hurts. But the pain is clean. In the morning, I text 2 numbers, the body shop we trust and roadside assistance. I had a third message I've never sent. Good luck. Then I make coffee in the apartment I pay for and leave for work without checking the chat again. There's a photo of me at 10 with a flour and vinegar volcano, while Brooks smiles beside a dolphin poster. Guess whose project looked cleaner? That memory ride shotgun. At the shop, Mitch starts using we. If we take the grocery chain, we'll need another tech? I study at night, manuals, codes, the parts catalog like a new alphabet. Brooke posts from a rooftop bar captioned, grind never stops, while my grind is fishing a spoon from the disposal. I laugh and keep moving. Keys crawls to $9,000. I tape an envelope inside the cabinet labeled paint, not for walls, for a van I don't own yet. Color that stays makes my chest feel less rented. On Tuesday, Mitch limps in. Neat, he says. Doc says roofs are a coin toss. He hands me a folder. Dispatch and quotes. You run point this week. I do. Phones buzz. I stack jobs like Tetris, climb ladders I once only measured, and learn the sound a capacitor makes when it dies. The week ends without refunds. Mitch slides an envelope across the counter. That's the difference we made. The number matters, but not as much as customers saying my name on purpose. Mom texts, come to Brooks' brand party Saturday. Great networking. I reply, working. She writes, you work too much. Which is funny from someone who built an altar to Brooks' calendar. Saturday I'm in a boiler room that smells like coins and old rain. The super says, you're the only contractor who calls back. I finish, she hands me a soda. You'll do fine. I believe her more than anyone who shares my last name. Mitch's knee loses the coin toss. I can keep the books, he says. Can't be on roofs. You want to buy the old van? It's a beater with good bones. I say yes too fast. Paperwork smells like adult decisions. Photo, keys on my palm, mug on the dash, grin too big for the cab. I take it to a wrap shop. Name? The guy asks. My mouth answers before my brain gets shy, keys mechanical. A nod to the account that carried me and to the keys that quietly got me through. Navy letters, small wrench, no slogan. When I pick it up, the van looks like an intention you can park. I cruise by the old neighborhood. The SUV glows like a game show prize. Balloons spell Brooke. I park a block away and touch the new letters. I could walk up, hand out cards. The peace in my ribs votes no. I keep driving. That night Brooke texts a neon party photo. Wish you'd come. I told everyone my brother does chilled water systems. I let the error stand. Correcting it would mean being in the scene. The first keys call comes from Mrs. Alvarez's daughter. Mom says you're the one who makes the apartment breathe. I go. Mrs. Alvarez calls my van handsome. I tell it not to get a big head. On the way out she presses a small plant into my hands. For your window. The leaves look skeptical but willing. Same. Past midnight, I peel the congratulations sticker off the mug. It lifts in one ribbon. Underneath, ceramic is just ceramic. The shelf looks the same. I don't. 2 weeks later, while a unit above me does a drum solo, the family ping returns. Rick, big news! Brooke's speaking at a young leaders brunch. Mom, Ethan, can you swing by first and fix the AC so guests don't sweat? I look at the plant trying its best, the calendar with jobs I booked, and the van outside wearing my name. I type a sentence I never thought I'd send. Please use my booking link. Standard rates apply. Then I finish the job I promised a stranger I'd do. Stickers peel. Paint stays. I'm done with labels I didn't choose. The week of Brooke's young leaders brunch, the forecast says 92 with boiled sock humidity. My calendar fills. A bakery with a rebellious proofing room, a daycare with a thermostat at toddler height, and Mrs. Alvarez's neighbor who uses emergency like punctuation. Mom ignores my booking link. Saturday 11 a.m. Ethan, be here at 8 to make the house Arctic snowflake. I send the link again. Brooke posts. Manifesting cool vibes, relieved face sparkles. If only refrigerant ran on intention. By Thursday the bakery purrs and the daycare learns boundaries. I'm tracing a rooftop short when my phone lights up, MOM, then Rick, then Brooke. I let them hit voicemail because I'm holding a live wire and a promise. At 9:07 a.m. on brunch day, my phone goes feral. I'm in a basement swapping a C's blower motor. Mom, where are you? Guests at 11. It's 90. I auto-reply. On a job. Use booking link. At 9:22 Brooke calls. Ethan, please. The vents breathe like a bull then sigh. People will take photos. I can be there at 1. I say. Or I can send another tech by 10:45. No strangers. She whispers. Family energy. I'm with someone whose basement is eating the air. Want help or not? She hangs up. At 10:05 Rick. What kind of business refuses service to family? The kind that keeps promises. I say. I can send Leo, or I'm there at 1. Leo? He says it like a diagnosis. We want you. You want free. I say. That's not on the menu. By 11, I'm under a house where raccoons held meetings. At 12:10, Brooke posts guests fanning themselves with place cards. LOL living. I feel bad for the deviled eggs. At 1, I pull up. Ribbons, floral arch, neon. Chio. Inside, 80 degrees and climbing. Outside, the condenser is suffocating under pebbles and a beach ball stuck to the coil. The disconnect shows arcing. In the attic, the float switch is a terrarium. I take photos. I clear the drain, replace the switch, unstick the beach ball, hose the coil, swap a pitted contactor. 10 minutes after restart, Supply drops from 78 to 63. The vents exhale. Mom appears with a face like a legal letter. You could have done that at 9. I was elsewhere at 9, with people who scheduled. I say, handing the invoice. She stares. You're charging us? Today? I charge everyone. I say. Even people I love, if I'm their contractor. Brooke, flush. You ruined my first hour. I offered help at 10. You declined? Rick tries the HOA smile. We'll get you later, champ, which means, we won't pay. Payment due on receipt. I tap the bold line. Card readers here. Pause. Mom mutters. Fine. And taps. Approved. The receipt beeps like small justice. At the door, a guest in a planetary hat. You saved the eggs. She hands me a card. We have a studio. Weekly maintenance? That night the chat combusts. Mom, you embarrassed us. Rick, family comes first. Brooke posts my invoice. Imagine charging your mother, loudly crying face. I mute the thread and answer referrals from guests who notice the only adult wore work boots. Sunday, I repot Mrs. Alvarez's plant and add a stake so it can climb. Mitch texts his brace. Old parts, new purpose. We talk about bringing Leo on part-time and quiet wins. Monday, I pass a certification exam and grin in the testing center. The paper goes in the glove box with registrations and a folded copy of my boundaries. At 2 p.m., a new booking hits. The address is familiar. Note. Urgent. Guest bathroom vent making a scary noise. Please come today, Mom. I move it to Wednesday and send the confirmation. See you 1 to 3 p.m. Rates apply. Reply. Can't you do family a favor? I type slowly, 10-year-old me with a volcano standing up inside my chest. I write. I'm doing my job. July turns the city into a humidifier. The phones don't ring, they scream. Mitch dispatches with an e-brace. Leo shadows me and says, copy. Like a promise. Sanity rules, proposals in writing, payment on receipt, no. Exposure. Deals unless the exposure is to central air. It lasts 48 hours. Mom tags keys mechanical. So proud of my son. Text me for a free AC check. He'll be here anyway. I untag, paste the booking link, add a rule, no notifications before coffee. Nights shift from permission to precision, superheat, subcool, airflow math. I buy a clamp meter, label it mine in Sharpie, our family treat it. Finders keepers. Like policy. Brooks' brunch morphs into content. A supplier flaked. The supplier in boots looks familiar. I don't reply. Compressors don't care about narratives. Keys passes $10,500. I add breathing room to the spreadsheet, quiet green. Mrs. Alvarez hands me enchiladas and a line I pocket. Your abuelo fixed radios in the war. Same patience. Thursday, the grocery chain calls. Walk-in cooler melting. I take Leo, translate HVAC from mystery to English, we quote and get signed, save a small dairy nation. The manager shakes both my hands. We were waiting on you and didn't know it. Family chat surfaces. Mom posts Brooke with the SUV, 10 minutes later. House AC barking. Guests tomorrow. Ethan? Link sent. I roll returned. I send Leo. Photos. Return blocked by decor. Filter retired against its will. Remodel added rooms, not ducks. Signed estimate for replacement and balancing. Mom calls. This number is insulting. It's the number that makes it work. Family rate? That is the family rate. She hangs up. Brooke DMs. Sponsor a giveaway? Free tune-up for my followers? I decline. We donate through church and the senior center. Friday night Facebook. That Keys kid charged his own mother. I close the app and open my calendar. Saturday 6:12 a.m. Mom. We found someone for half. Fear flickers, then the new muscle. Trust myself. Okay. Ensure they're licensed and pull a permit. 2 hours later, photo of a blank truck and a tired ladder. They can do it today if we pay cash. If they don't permit it. I say on the phone. The warranty won't exist in any universe recognized by physics or paperwork. You just don't want Brooke to have a nice home. I look at my name in navy on the van. I want you to have safe air. They pick cash ladder. I write the date. Next week wins, Leo's first solo capacitor swap, Mitch's clean invoices, 2 more stores, a daycare drawing labeled Airmen taped inside my toolbox. Thursday evening Brooke calls. House smells burny. News system clicks and barks. The guy won't answer. Mom says you're stubborn. Turn it off at the thermostat. Don't touch the outdoor unit. I'll confirm you're safe and send a proposal. Can't you just fix it? I can fix the truth. The rest has a price. Driveway wrong contactor, kinked whip, pad unlevel, line set bruised. I tag it unsafe to operate. Inside, Mom with crossed arms and a neighbor who reviews contractors for sport. Finally, Mom says, fix it. I can't fix wrong without undoing it. Here's what it needs and what it costs. Cheaper with my nephew. The neighbor says. I hope he pulls a permit. I answer. Brooke's eyes flash. You want to punish us? No. I want it not to catch fire. I leave 2 fans and a draft proposal. The plant in my van leans toward the window like it, too, is ready to leave this street. 11:58 p.m. Rick. We need this done by tomorrow. Name your price. 12:08. Actually, you owe it to us. Relief, weirdly, the math finally balances into a shape I recognize. I sent 3 words I practiced for years and never delivered. Morning is quiet after 3 words detonate a family script. No calls. Just 2 emails, proposal received, and a payment from the studio lady in the satellite hat. The world keeps its appointments. At lunch, Mitch taps the van's wrap. Looks right, he says. Leo pins the Airmen drawing in the shop. The plant on my sill leans up. I take it as a vote. Mom finally books through the link, for Wednesday, 1 to 3. The note is blank. When I arrive, the house is cooler from the loner fans, louder from the silence. Brooke won't look at me. Rick signs the authorization like he's ordering a sandwich. I undo cash ladder's speedrun, rebuild what matters, set charges, and log the numbers. On the way out I hand over the warranty folder. Permits filed. Serials registered. You're covered. Mom holds the packet like a foreign object. Thank you, she says, and it lands awkwardly, like a word trying new shoes. I nod. I don't stay. There's a daycare coil to rinse and a walk-in that wants praise more than parts. In the van, the mug is plain ceramic catching light, no sticker, no message. I drink and it tastes like exactly itself. On the dash, a post-it, leave but toward. Under it, smaller, build where it's breathable. The phone rings. New number. Hi, is this Keys? You came to my friend's brunch and saved the deviled eggs. Yeah, I say, smiling. Tell me what's going on.